G'day, it's Fish, Beach Bum Investor, here with your cryptocurrency discussion and report for the 1st of December 2017 here in Australia. Just gone past 11 o'clock. Just going to pop over to the chat, see who's coming in. Z, welcome. How are you? Like to look at that ICO, man. Had a look more into it. Think it's got a lot of potential. We'll certainly put that up in an ICO channel and see if the group's interested. It's a good read. Well set out white paper. I liked it. I'm just going to close Discord now because it's beeping away. Sorry about that. Chris, g'day, mate. How you going? Yeah, so probably the most exciting news in the crypto economy in the last 24 hours is Zhao got his credit card or his debit card, his crypto debit card. Hey, Floyd. Yeah, so Johny Crypto, founder of the Crypto Wave investment crew, has got his TenX card, and I am super jealous because the thing looks so cool. Oh, when are they going to be available in Australia, Julian? I know we're not a huge market, but come on. Hey, BB, how are you, man? Good to see you all in. So yeah, that was my biggest news. I know PIVX spiked to above $4 again in the last couple. You know, it's funny. I released a PIVX, how to buy PIVX with Litecoin video this morning, showing you how to do the Litecoin trading on Cryptopia. I know a few have been waiting for that, so I released that this morning. For those of you who are going to watch it, just take your earphones out because it gets loud towards the end. Sorry about that. I'm not real good at mixing in the sounds just yet. But anyway, I literally dropped that Litecoin video, Litecoin to PIVX trading video. It says here 3 hours ago on my account on YouTube. Now I'm just going to bring up the PIVX chart and show you the fish effect on the market. Hey, Sammy. Love the thumbnail. Yeah, Zhao. Johny Crypto. Gangster, right? Full on. Trading crypto like a boss. But this is about where this right here is about where I released how to buy PIVX. And then everyone went, yeah, okay, Fish, we'll go and buy PIVX. Whoop! Massive spike. Got right up to 44,412 Satoshi. Crazy. Hey, Adog, what's going on? Good to see you, man. Yeah, oh, A-Dog, that thumbnail you like, the gangster thumbnail that I had this morning. Yeah, man. That was done by Zhao, Johny Crypto. He's a wizard on the thumbnails, man. He does some cool designs. So I was stoked with that. See how that trading video goes. I think it's good, you know, learn to do your Litecoin trading. You've got to be a little bit more patient on those low volume exchanges to get the real jackpot buys and sells, but it's worth it when you get them. Love the thumbnail. Thanks, man. And thank you on behalf of Zhao, who actually did it. Johny Crypto. Sammy Kuberis went for a bodyboard at the Spit this morning at 6. Feeling inspired today. Yes, northerlies, isn't it? Yeah, you got to get up the north end when it's like this, man. Spit was probably the best of it. Up there at Southport, for those of you interested, I grew up surfing the Spit actually quite a lot because I grew up at the Central Gold Coast. So, yeah, the Spit was one of my stomping grounds. I used to surf a lot on the southern side of the pier. You know that bank. Sammy, you'll know the one. Yeah, it was shitty. Yeah, man. Well, northeasters don't do us much good. I understand that's what the wind is at the moment. So I've really got to get in and surf more. I've been without a car, though, so it makes it tough, even when you live this close. So by the time you carry your board down and come back, like if you surf for 2 hours and then you got to walk, like it's only a mile, but if you got to walk home, it's like, So, yeah. Let's have a look at the market. We had a quick look at the PIVX, but let's have a look at the overall market. See you, A-Dog. Thanks for dropping in, bro. Catch up with you soon. A-Dog wrap coming within 2 weeks. I'm going to do a real good video for you. Well, best I can do. Anyway, here we go. We've come down below the $300 billion total market cap mark. The 24-hour volume is at $16 billion with a Bitcoin dominance of 56%. Bitcoin itself has been, it's been a really volatile 24 hours in the economy. It's super volatile. Bitcoin I've seen trading as high as, I don't know, 10.5, 10.7, 10.8 in the last 24 hours. And then I've seen it as low as, 9.2. So it's been all over the place. A lot of fluctuations. It's down 3% in the last 24 hours, 2.99% according to CoinMarketCap, but 2.5% is in the last hour alone. Now, we've been seeing these patterns of big bleeds and big greens. Like if you keep your hourlies up, the whole market is fluctuating as one. It's going red, green, red, green, red, green. For me, I was fortunate enough to have, you know, been sitting on the sidelines pretty much during this action. I'm doing a little bit of trading. Got a couple of little sells on some run-ups this morning, and I'll be looking to buy them back. Obviously, that's my trading budget. But generally, yeah, just bag holding through the uncertainty and through the volatility. I find that's the best way not to put yourself in a position where you can lose money. Sammy Kubris, the percentage increase, decrease is similar to usual in a way, but the dollar values shifting now are crazy. Yeah, the flow, you know, we see this flow, g'day Grinkers, see this flow of money in, money out, money in, money out. You know, it's like this, right? But it's like this at the moment. It's quite wild swings. You'd think that would dilute the swings, but it hasn't. If anything, it's increased them at the moment, at this stage in the economy. Everyone shouting out to Grinkers, one of the more popular members of our Crypto Wave investment crew for sure. Another little shout out to a couple of guys in our crew. They're new members actually, but they, T-Van and who was it? Oh, I've lost my, where's our group that we set up? Can't remember who the other one was. T-Van and Chewy Dude, cool name. But yeah, the guys are just sorting out a bit of a collaborative strategy on an ICO, and they just asked me to, you know, oversee it and that sort of thing. So I've got wallet addresses and that sort of thing, transaction IDs, so I can keep an eye on it. Basically, the rules are if anyone tries to screw anyone over, you're out of the group. But yeah, T-Van's actually a local guy as well, so that's not a problem. I can chase him down pretty easy. Anyway, so it's good to see that sort of collaborative attitude really going on at the Crypto Wave investment crew. Wilkie sold off some of his shares in an ICO. I saw another icon trade happening at $1.50, which, as I suggested, I think is a really fair price for both parties. Why don't we have a quick look at Icon? It's getting closer and closer to market time on Icon. I haven't got an exact date yet, and I do have to get on because I've been sent another email. But Icon itself in the futures market is trading at $1.26. So a lot of you might think, well, why would someone buy it now at $1.50? Well, to me, paying an extra 10, say 20%, 15, 20% for the security of actually holding the coin rather than trading in a futures market, which I'm not really, I haven't familiarized myself with yet. I think it's a safer bet. So it's good to see that sort of thing going on. When does Gladius hit the market? Not sure, CJ Bacon. It'll depend on their ICO funding, man. They haven't completed the sale there last time I checked in. I think that the funding will start to increase as we get into that level where you can actually invest 0.04 of an Ether as the minimum investment, which makes it quite affordable, you know, between $15 and $20 depending on the price of Ether. But affordable ICO brings it open to the masses. So I think you'll see more action around the ICO then, and tokens. There's some announcements coming. They said there's announcements coming vis-a-vis exchanges within the next 7 days, and I want to say that was 3 days ago. I think it was 3 days ago. So within the next 4 days, we should be getting an announcement about that. CJ Bacon, I will be distributing the coins when I receive. Look, I could do a double distribution. It'll depend on because we've got coins in a vesting period. You're aware of that, given that we got in at pre-start. So some of those coins will be locked in that vesting period. But I think I can actually distribute the base tokens as soon as the ICO is finished. So I'll have to double check on that, man. But basically, as soon as I can, I will. I don't like holding other people's money. It makes me nervous. So I'll be distributing them as quickly as I can. Z said ICX, mainnet and the DEX will be launched mid-December, and the ICX tokens will be available right away. Mid-December. There you go. Thanks. So we're looking at within 2 weeks, basically. Let's not say within, let's say approximately 2 weeks. You posted a vid on Discord, cool, Z. I'll catch up with it, man. I've been reading that white paper you sent me all morning. Good one, I like it. I think it's got potential. It's valued a little higher than previous ICOs we've looked at. It is, based on the total token distribution and that, I did some figures and came up with an amount that's probably 3 or 4 times what we've been investing on valuations recently, but there's a very good reason that it's valued at that point, and it's because of their existing user base. So yeah, see, I think it's a good find, man. I'm happy to go into it with you. It's not a substantial amount of investment to compared to ICOs we've invested in previously to raise amongst the group. So yeah, Z, I'd like to have a run at that one with you. We'll open up again the ICO channel. Everyone makes their own decision. We'll do it same as always. We've got to decide a few things as well. If we're going to go in as a group, we've got to go decide whether we're going to invest in Ether or Neo. I don't like the idea of, or we could invest in Bitcoin because it probably is only a $5 transaction fee, which on a more substantial investment's probably not too bad. Anyway, we can have that discussion over on Discord, but it's an interesting one that we do need to have. Chris, last time I checked, it was roughly $6 to $7 million, man. Chris has asked how much has Gladius raised so far. They're looking to raise 12.5 million, dude. I think it was 6 to 7 last time I checked, and that's going to depend on the fluctuations of Ether as well. Horizon State have released their token mechanics and are doing an AMA with Ian Balliner tonight. Could work out well for the price. Has been floating around 30 to 40 cents. Thanks, Sammy. Good on you. Love those little bits of information. You know, it's very, very hard to keep, well, it's impossible to keep on every single coin and the news coming out on it. And that's why we work as a group. So thank you very much, Sammy, for bringing that news to the group. Good on you. All right, let's keep looking at the market for a second. Get some more of these prices. Ethereum's taken a pretty steep dip over the last little bit. I mean, we were hitting those $500 coin prices. We've taken retracements all the way back down to 435. And I did say when we were hitting those highs, I wouldn't be surprised to see it hit 450 and 400. So I've had my buy at 450. Now I'm going to wait and see if I can get it really close to that 400 mark. We'll see how it goes. And if I can't, I don't mind because I've got plenty in anyway. What's going on, Mark? Okay, so yeah, I think Ethereum, like long term, I think you're fine, but in the short term, I would look for those retracements back to 400. That's just because I did some modeling on that before it started to retrace, so I've got to stick with my guns on it. The new improved Gladius token sales structure. This offers more incentives to our contributors. Find out more at Gladius, the new and improved. Yeah, I did actually see that as well. Yeah, so we've been looked after well by the Gladius team. I think we can all agree with that. We've had the CTO come on our show. Alex has been generous enough to give us his time, not only here on the show, but also in our Crypto Wave Investment Crew Discord group. Yeah, man, it's a good trade, Mark. You saw the spreads. You saw the spreads, right? Just from the top of the top bid and the bottom of the bottom sell, there's a 10% spread. You can take the top bid, set the top sell, and whether if people come in, one person comes in and sells, one person comes in and buys, and then you reset and do the exact same thing again. I've been like, honestly, that's a profitable secret I'm giving up in that video. But in the interest of decentralization, it can't all be about me making money. So yeah, check that Litecoin trading video out, guys. If you get onto Litecoin trading and you get onto a low volume exchange, you really can profit if you're patient. You got to leave the Litecoin sitting there for ages sometimes because there's no action. But every now and again, you get a jackpot, either a buy or sell. David Wilkie, Mr. Whale himself. How are you, Wilkie? Wilkie said, had tiramisu last night. It was delicious. That's fantastic, Wilkie. Thank you. It's good to see that the whale has, gotten a taste for the finer things in life since his crypto has been doing so well. Did anything happen with Q-Link? Yes, I did, man. I got accepted as a strategic investor. I was looked after very well by the Q-Link team. They actually wrote up a contract specifically for my investment, and I was very grateful for them. So a new smart contract. Well, actually, this was a separate contract that I had to sign for my strategic investors acceptance with Q-Link. I was stoked about that. Q-Link's a project that is at the pre-sale stage at the moment. We'll be going to ICO soon. Basically, what they're doing is looking to use. It's not that dissimilar to Gladius in that they're looking to use unused resources to create, at first, a data network. So, the ability to get data while you're out and about just off everyone's free home Wi-Fi, as, the Wi-Fi that's not being used, the bandwidth that's not being used, and eventually looking into messaging and even telecommunications. And I think given the team on board, it's impressive. Very impressive team. They've got a working product. They've got a Gladius, sorry, a Q-Link. Oh, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a modem, basically, that allows for this shared infrastructure to occur. So for me, it was reasonable venture capital that they were looking for at this stage to continue the project. And for me, if they're successful in achieving telecommunications, shared telecommunications network, decentralized telecommunications networks, wow, money would be massive. So for me, yeah, I mean, venture capital is always high risk, guys. But to me, just the strength of the team, that they're actually, you guys know that like in Kenya, I think it was, phone credit literally took over as a form of currency. It was more used than the Kenyan, I can't remember what the name of the currency is, but it was more used than the Kenyan currency at one stage. And I'm not sure if that's still the case, but it's heavily traded as actual money, is phone credit and, you know, connection time to the network. So that's already been proven to be usable as a currency. We've had that happen in the last decade in Kenya. So it's been proven that the model can work as an actual currency as well. So I think it's really interesting. Chris said, oh, yeah, I've just been trading HST for the last couple of weeks now. I sold just a few minutes ago though. The Ian Balliner interview could be buy the rumor, sell the news scenario. Cool, thanks, Chris. Okay, Jamison, how are you, man? Jamison said, I believe a Bitcoin episode of The Big Bang Theory started in the US at 11 a.m. our time. Yeah, I've heard about this. We had AQ5 on the show yesterday, and he was saying it was going to be on The Big Bang Theory. So be shown in the US over the next few hours. Interest to see if this has any impact. Yeah, I'm interested, Jamison, for sure, man. It's a popular show. It's a popular show here in Australia. Like we generally, I made a bit of a joke saying we're in season 1 yesterday in Australia, but we actually get it pretty much straight away from the US. Like that's pretty much all the commercial television networks have less, is we'll bring it to you the same time as the US. So they do that. So we'll probably get it at the same time, man. So I'd say a lot of countries around the world will, which makes it very interesting. Yes, there is, Chris. There is a lockup period for Q-Link, and as I said to the team at Q-Link, I have no problem with that because I'm a long-term investor and I love the idea, love the project, love the team. I'll try and get one of the team to come on. I shouldn't say that before I've even asked them, but I will. I'll go and hit up a couple of the core team and ask them to come on and have a chat to you all about the project. I don't want to disclose that publicly, CJ Bacon. I think, you know, part of the contract I signed is not something I should disclose publicly, the amount that I've invested in. Neo or Ether a better hold? Wow, CJ Bacon, that could start a massive debate. CJ Bacon, Neo versus Ether current valuations. Oh, I'd have to put some thought into this. The only gauge I have at the moment to how at least some people in the market feel about supporting Neo is that the Q-Link ICO were actually happy to offer a fixed price of 10 Neo equals 1 Ethereum. So they're saying that should be, they're suggesting that they see that as more of a correct market value, or they're trying to promote the use of Neo. Now, if more and more and more ICOs come out on Neo and use that same sort of structure, it stands to reason that Neo would eventually achieve somewhere near that 10-to-1 ratio, which at the moment it's not even close. So, you know, the good thing was I invested in Neo and I was getting a price of that fixed price plus a bonus as a strategic investor. So that's awesome. Like if you look at the ratio at the moment, it's way more than 10-to-1. It'd be what, 400, well, I'll show you how to do it. You just take the price of Ethereum and divide it by the price of Neo. So my computer's frozen up, which is perfect timing. Thank you, computer. So we'll go on to this one, but on my frozen screen, it said, oops, delete. Sorry for getting your ears in that. I'll clear that, but yeah, if you just get Ethereum 435.89, last time my screen updated before it froze, and divide that by the actual price of Neo at 32.13, the current Neo to Litecoin ratio is 13.5. So when you're investing at 10 to 1, you're actually getting 35% more. So according to that valuation, not necessarily my own, the Neo to Ethereum ratio is out at the moment, according to that one ICO so far that's offering that. But what I'm saying, if it offers that more in the future, obviously people looking to invest in it and they're offering Ethereum or Neo, and Neo gets that guarantee, it's going to drag that price up closer to that 10 to 1 price. So for that to happen again, either Ethereum has to drop or Neo has to come up, or they can both go up and just Neo comes up at a faster rate. Kenyan shilling. Mark G, in a previous, well, not in a previous life, man, I still have a numismatics business. Do coins. I've got a bunch of Kenyan shillings sitting right out there. I'll take the camera out one day and show you my coin sorting station, guys. 200 different countries. I've got 5 tons of physical coins, collectibles, and some current stuff as well. So, worst show ever. I'd rather watch your head. What are you talking about, Wilkie? Go away. If you don't like it, watch something else. No, we've spoken about this, Wilkie. I know you're my biggest fan. I don't know much about the project, but one thing I would be interested to know is if they have figured out how to separate shared traffic from the home traffic, illegal activity on someone's IP. That's interesting, Sammy. I'd have to have a look. It's a good question, man. Maybe when we get the team on, hopefully I can get the team on to come have a chat. Oh, you're talking about Big Bang Theory being the worst. You'd rather watch my head. Okay. Well, you'd rather watch my head than anything, Wilkie. Wilkie's a massive fan. He comes over asking for autographs and that sort of thing. He was begging me to do that PIVX video with me. Chris, Chris said, I can't stand the Big Bang Theory. A lot of dumb money coming in then. I like the Big Bang Theory. So maybe the dumb money's already here. Wilkie said they're betting on Neo shooting up once their ICO releases. Neo becomes useful. Spygo, g'day. Just catching up with the live, guys. Yeah, with the team on would be ideal. Yeah, man, I'll try and get them on, Sammy. You know that, man. I'm sure they'll have no problem. They've taken me on as a strategic investor. I'm sure they'll want to come on the show. So not a problem, man. We'll get them on. Have your questions ready the same way as we fired them over at Alex at Gladius. I'll try and get one of the Q-Link team on. Ask them when's an appropriate time and a good time for them, obviously. But have your questions ready, man. We can fire them at them. It's a bit of fun. All right, I can't even update my bloody computer. I have no idea what the actual time is. It's interesting. Oh no, still got 25 minutes to go. All right, I'm going to bring CoinMarketCap up in here. Tell you what, there it is. We can double check. Just going to bring up for you all and see how the last hour is trending. Can we get back into some green figures? Fish usually has the green figure effect, but today it is all red, unfortunately. I'm getting more bullish on Golem. Anyone a fan of Golem? I just think that if they can rendering farms are useless. What are you guys talking about? I missed the chat for a bit. All right, but if they can achieve that, if they can replace the traditional rendering farm, I think that the current valuation is peanuts compared to what their income will be annually, even. Fish is a big deal. I don't know about that, Pablo. Hey, Jace, how are you, man? Good to see you in the chat. Good to see you in the chat. All right. Let's have a look. IOTA is also one that I've been saying I've diversified into as a hedge against Bitcoin. I don't see diversifying into Bitcoin Cash as a sensible hedge against Bitcoin. I think if something's going to beat Bitcoin, it's because Bitcoin has traditionally been slow to implement new technology. They come up with it, they've got brilliant developers, but they're slow to implement it. So perhaps, for me, a network that aims to increase speed as it gets used more. Tangle technology seems really interesting. So I've diversified a little bit into IOTA. That might seem weird to some people going, what? You're diversifying from Bitcoin with IOTA? But that's where I've gone. I think that if something's going to overtake Bitcoin, it's got to be something with a different value proposition. So a proof of stake model, or using a different technology like Tangle, having a consensus model that's heavily based around the community. Can't remember which coin I'm talking about with that one though. Which one is it? ETC has been doing well in the last week or so. Yeah, man, Ether Classic. It has. I saw it up around the $30 mark, I think, $30, $35. Where did I say it that way? Yeah, well, it might have been on that big pump up. But it's 26.33 today. Keep going to grab my computer, pretending like it's going to work. I'm going to shut that down so I don't keep making that mistake. Let me get the current price for you, man. Wait a second. Where are we? Ether Classic. We don't often talk about Ether Classic on the show. The funny thing is, you know, when Ethereum Classic and Ethereum forked, there was actually, that's the first really well known example. As far as I know, it might actually be the first example of replay attacks, and that's what sort of brought that into light, because there was actually replay attacks on the Ethereum network. We have had a discussion about that before, but you're absolutely right. It's up 40% in the last the last 7 days at 25.86 now. It is dropping. I mean, this last hour is looking quite reddish. We're down to 297. Can't remember where we started the show, but it's pretty red last hour. Not too many in the green. Vertcoin's been a solid performer through the dips. $5.37, and one of the few green figures in the last hour at 0.37%. Jump back to the chat. See what everyone's talking about. I lose myself sometimes. Stop copying you, Wilkie. Man, do you remember 3 months ago when we were sitting at the back of my house and you were pretty much laughing at me because I was trading crypto and you were still trading stocks? And I'm copying you? Great. Oh, with IOTA. Fair enough. Yeah, no. But to be fair, I was talking about IOTA on the show before you even bought it. So, go away, Wilkie. I'm not having a conversation with you like this. As everything was going down today on the dip, Dash was going up. Yeah, Dash has had good times recently. I said that yesterday, I think. It's been really, really strong. They've gone the corporate route. They've done well as well. People, you know, it was probably only a year ago, a little bit longer, maybe 18 months ago, 2 years ago, that you could buy a Dash masternode for $2,000. Now to be making some serious money. All right, let's have a look at ARK, Early Earl. I'm not sure I've seen you in the conversation before. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the screen share, guys, and I'm going to Cheese on Bread said Power Ledger up as well. So because I haven't seen either of you in the conversation before, let's go have a look at it. ARK and Power Ledger and see how they're traveling at the moment. So I'm just going to bring up Bittrex and I'll bring, oh, actually is Power Ledger, ARK definitely is. I'm not sure if Ledger's on Bittrex, but anyway, I'll just get over to screen share. So I won't be able to respond to your questions just for a moment, and we're going to have a look at ARK and Power Ledger for those interested. So it won't be a second. For the newbies, I'm a technical idiot, so it takes me a while to figure everything out, but I'm coming over to Hangouts now, and I am doing screen share. Okie dokie. All right, let's have a look at ARK. ARK's a good project. I think it's got a real strong point of difference in the economy. We'll have a look at it on CoinMarketCap first. So we can see it here. ARK. It's got a really strong point of difference with bridging technology. So rather than having side chains, their focus is on bridging technology. I think they've got a really big future. We were calling this around at $2.50. It was actually one that was going to go into my top 5 for 2018. I was looking at putting it in there. It was right on the cusp. It wasn't a certainty for me, but I thought it would be a really big performer in 2018. The current circulating supply is 97 million and change, total supply being 129 million and change. You can see the volumes are quite good at $5 million for $294 million market cap. I like to see 1%. If I can see 1% or higher in trade volume, I'm pretty happy with that. So I think ARK's doing quite well. You can see here we had a big spike early on in its career. It did, or not early on in its career, but it did get up there to the sort of close to the $4 marks. If we go back a little bit more, oh, that is all, sorry. Cool. Yeah, so we can see here, it's had a good run up. It's taken that dip down. And now it looks to be on an upward trend again. And I think at $3, you're doing pretty well. I honestly think that's going to, look how many times it's acted as support, guys. $3 up, $3 up, $3. Let's see if it acts as support again. But, you know, I'm not a financial advisor, but long term, I do think it's a really good hold. So thanks for bringing that one for us to have a look at. Really good, really good. And the website's looking heaps better now as well. They had a pretty average website going, but the ARC website's really improved. I suggest you get on and have a look at it. It's a really, really interesting point of difference to the blockchain economy. So yeah, good looking website. A wallet for everyone. There you go, partners, all the usual stuff. You guys can get in there, check out the roadmap, check out the developers, have a look at everything you need to have a look at and make your own decision, as always, on ARC. So the other one we've been asked to have a look at is Powerledger. Now, Powerledger is an Australian project looking at decentralizing natural energy markets, specifically in solar. Yeah, it's had a good run up again. It's good to see. Now, there's been rumors, not rumors, but there's probably been overzealousness, over-enthusiasm about a grant that Powerledger was granted by the Australian innovation grant that the Powerledger got from the Australian government. This doesn't necessarily mean that the Australian government is 100% behind them and like I've said in the past, putting up Powerledger billboards all over the place. Our country does have innovation grants, which is, you know, I complain a lot about things in this country. I've got to tell you, that's one of the brilliant things. So we do have innovation grants. Powerledger qualified for one of them. Whether they actually received the full amount or not, I believe is still up for debate. But in a country like Australia, where we do pay quite a lot for our electricity, we have an abundance of sunlight and quite a lot of, well, not quite a lot, we've got a massive amount of land per capita. We only have less than 25 million people in this country, and our land mass is about the same size as the US if you take out Alaska. So yeah, the land mass here is massive. So we've got a lot of, you know, a lot of room to put some solar out and get off our oil dependence. So it is a great project long term. And the reason I say long term, guys, is because if you actually go and have a look at their roadmap, they're not actually going to have a functioning blockchain until 2019 was the last time I checked it. So I actually do hold some Powerledger myself because I believe in the idea. It's an Australian company. They're doing quite well. They have actually qualified for the, you know, they've gone through the process and qualified for the grant in Australia. So that means the government has at least seen them as, you know, not a complete dodgy company. So that's a good thing to start with. But yeah, it's an interesting project. I'll go and take a look at it. But if you look here, I think it'll say transition to public blockchain in Q2 2019, guys. And this is why I say you got to understand what you're investing in here. And that's the one reason I think long term, great buy. Short term, I honestly believe it's a touch overpriced, if I'm allowed to say that without getting shot down by all the Powerledger supporters. Remembering that I'm a Powerledger investor, guys. I'm a Powerledger investor, and I'm still saying that I think it's a little overpriced at this stage for its stage on the path to the roadmap. But the electricity market is huge. The energy market in all countries is becoming absolutely huge. So whether you base it on its potential, this is a drop in the bucket. But yeah, for current stage, I do think it's a little bit overpriced. Okay, I'm coming back to the live chat, and I'm going to get off screen share. Thanks for the guys who brought in those ones to have a look at. It's really cool. We like having a look at different coins for different people, and a lot of people are interested in both those coins you mentioned, and it's a really good gauge to honestly listen to the amount of people talking about it, because generally the more people talking about it, the more you're going to see price action. Whether it's warranted or not is a decision you have to make at that point. I'm just going to get over to the chat because I've lost it. Oh, here it is. My bad. Okay. Oh, Mark G says, I was refreshing my Blockfolio screen today when the market dipped. LTC went to 68 on Kraken, but every exchange went down, so you couldn't buy anything anyway. It's a crazy time when the exchanges can't even hold the volume. You know, that's what I'm saying, guys. If you think we're even close, well, it depends on how quickly we're able to scale, but we're not at mass adoption yet. This proves it. Absolutely proves it. So yeah, you're going to go on through some bumpy rides. That's no doubt about that. Wilkie said, thoughts on PIVX not retaining $4 as support? Wilkie, my thoughts are it's a super volatile market at the moment. It didn't retain $4. Where's it sitting? Let me go and have a quick look. My thoughts are I like its chances of getting above that point again at some stage in history. You guys know me. I don't like to be too. Especially on PIVX, I've got to let you make your own decisions much more because it's unfair of me to make price predictions and things like that when I'm working over there. So $3.70 in US dollar, 37,788. I was asked on our Discord group yesterday, is it a good time to buy? And I said, look, the best I can say, because I don't want to say yes it is, even though I thought it was. It was sitting on 35,000 Satoshi, and I said, historically, 35,000 Satoshi has given good support. That's all I could commit to. So yeah, I can't remember who asked that question, but good, 7% gains there for the person who asked that yesterday if they did go in and buy. So cool. It'll go back to $4. It just has 4 more wallet updates next week. Yeah. Jace, you're cheeky. Jace is see, that's a good thing though. Jace is a PIVX, he's a PIVX holder as well. So he's having a bit of a joke about the the wallet issues we've suffered. But yeah, man, we don't have any mandatory updates going. There is 3.0.5.1, but it's not a mandatory update. So I'm sticking on 3.0.5 at the moment. Wilkie said, I'm thinking about buying in big. Go for it. Go for it, you big whale. Stake it. See, Wilkie's up and staking now, guys. Actually, this is huge news in the crypto economy. The big whale is no longer just running off a tablet. He went and bought himself a computer. And you saw it the other day. We set it up with his PIVX wallet. So that is quite a big bag of PIVX that has come off the exchange and into Wilkie's wallet. And he said, I'm sick of it. He said, sick of playing the swings. I'm in a good position. I'm just going to stake my residual income coins and sit back. So there you go. That's the big whale's plan. Zencash and these security nodes. Zencash I didn't have a really good look into, Spygo. The reason I didn't look into it is because it was rumored to be involved with the Palm Beach group. And after I heard that rumor, it had pumped so substantially that I just couldn't see anything but risk rather than potential reward. So I didn't look at it simply because of the unorganic growth around a group that's going to buy it. I mean, they've done well on their investments, don't get me wrong, but I haven't had a good enough look into it. Yeah, for sure, Z. Z said the Korean listing of PIVX should help it keep up. Yeah, for sure, man. I'm really excited about that. I think that's coming. I think that might be very soon. That might have been what the pump was this morning. I should check on that. It might have been what the pump was this morning, man. Because for those of you who aren't aware of what Z's talking about, PIVX is getting listed onto Upbit, which will make us available in Korean 1. Super excited about that. Look, it can go either way. I'm just excited about it. See what happens. Wilkie said people are sheepish. I think I could make an easy 30 to 40% in a month turnaround. That is Wilkie's opinion. Whether I back it up or not is neither here nor there. I'm not giving my opinion on that. But yeah, Wilkie, I'm not going to say within a month, man. I'm just going to say like long term, I think you'll do fine buying at these prices. We do have some announcements coming out in December or some development targets that we're looking to hit in iOS wallet releases. So yeah, the last time when we released our Android wallet, it drove price pretty well. So we'll see what happens around the release of the iOS wallet, but that's due for December then. Cool. If anyone else has any that they want to have a look at, we do have a few minutes left on the show. I can go for another 5. So if anyone wants to have a look at any coins in particular, please feel free to pop them up in the chat. Otherwise, I might just take a quick look through the market. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll bring you back to screen share and we'll have a look together and we'll try and identify one of our best undervalued cryptos in Fisher's opinion today. So I'm going to go back to screen share and share it with you. Let's have a look at the market together to finish up today. Okay. So we'll go over here. Just going to update on CoinMarketCap. Whoop, I've just updated PIVX. You can see as soon as Fish started talking about it, it gains by almost 1%. The Fish effect. bring it back to coinmarket.com and we'll go to view all so we can see how the last hour is trending as well. You can see those red figures starting to come down a little bit. They were pretty high when I first got on, but the effect I have is starting to bring them back. So Vertcoin is one of the gainers you can see here. Exchange Union, I haven't even had a look at that yet. Walton Coin. Hey, Walton Coin, I haven't never spoken about it really, but I'm starting to get more bullish on it. Damn it, it was at $5 yesterday. I missed it. All right, yeah, Walton Coin's one I'm getting more bullish on. I see it as almost like from my very, very, very early assessment. I haven't dug deep into this one yet, but I almost see it as the factum of China, right? I think they're going to have really good real-world business connections over there. It's probably going to be boring and sleepy as crap to research, but they had some good announcements come out early in their career about partnerships. So Walton Coin's one I'm getting more bullish on. Is it worth buying today? I don't like to buy on the top of this. You guys know that. I'll look for a dip and see what happens. I'll see if any news has actually warranted this 24% run up in the last 24 hours. And you know, it is something that I might look to get into, but not after a 24% run up like that. I'll wait for it to find a range. So let's have a look at what we've got as, you know, the biggest losers in the last 24 hours is usually where I start. So you can go here, hit your biggest, oh, well, that's the biggest winners. We go to our biggest losers. Flappy Coin hasn't done so well. Oh, $43 volume. Yes, Coin. Oh, man. Minex. Pink Dog. My goodness. You see what I mean about the crap that comes out in this economy? Like, no offense, it might be a really good coin, but Confido, goodness gracious, wasn't that the disaster? Absolute disaster. Went 28x or 30x off of ICO, and then the founders came out and said, oh, we might just take that money, actually. Oh, no, I don't want to say that. That's rude. But they certainly had a pretty good exit strategy. Just trying to find one that's even, like, relevant. These are all pretty, my goodness, B2B now. I wonder if that's anything. Just trying to find something here that is actually at least semi-relevant, because we don't, you know what you can do to do this actually? You just take it back to the top 100. So go back to the top 100 and you can look at your change over 24 hours and you can see here Zcoin, 35.94. It did have a big run up to actually get to that point. It's a privacy coin, Japanese project. You know, I think privacy coins are going to have a good year in 2018. Do I think that's the best value? Let's have a look what else we got. Out of these ones that I'm seeing here, I've got two that I'm looking at. Maybe three. Storage, okay? It's a bit of a sleeper, guys. It's one that I think it's like, it's a similar value proposition to Sia Coin. And Vitalik himself is actually identified as file storage as a underutilized use case for the actual blockchain itself. So I don't mind storage with that sort of retracement. You can see on the chart here, it looks to be, you know, if we go to the chart itself, we can look that we're a long way off historical highs. And matter of fact, it's got a pretty bit of a downward trend. But I think long term you can do well with this because you've got a few competitors coming into this market for sure. But I think there's room for a few players in this market. And if you look at all-time highs, it really did get up there. $1.89 and the rest of it. So where's its price at the moment? You know, you're almost it was a quick spike, you see. It did come down fairly quickly after that. But you know, you're still well under historical highs, obviously, and well under the peaks as well. Even still under this peak here at 83 cents. So yeah, I don't mind storage. That's probably one I'd look at today just because it's on the biggest losers list. That's tends to be where I go. I don't mind storage. What else did we have in there? Let's go 24. What was the other one I saw that I quite liked? Oh, Waves. I don't know about that price because it did have a pretty big run up to get here. But see how you've got this restoring confidence at the end here? That's a nice sign. And Waves has been above $5 historically. It's quite easy to develop on, I understand. And I've got a Waves wallet myself, so it's multi-wallet. I think it could be a grower in 2018 as well. So for today, I guess, I don't know, even TenX, was Yao getting his credit card? And actually, that's getting back down towards $2 again, guys. that's probably my top pick for today at that price, $2.10. Especially given Jow just got his card. I know I bought it at $1.50, but I still think it's, you know, we're half price on historical highs, and cards are starting to hit the masses, and they're planning to clear the backlog by Christmas. So $2.10, I think you're going to find that is good buying. So yeah, that's probably, I don't know, storage. I'll see coins in there as well. So if you like your file storage stuff, see coin storage. It's a couple around today. Navcoins, I always thought Navcoin was good under $1, so I'll say that that's all right. Another a privacy coin. It's going to be a crowded market in 2018. I'm really glad that PIVX has got a, you know, a different value proposition in being zero coin protocol and proof of stake, and also the anonymity being a feature rather than a requirement of our coin. I really like those features. I think it places as well for that anonymous coin race in 2018. Komodo is probably reasonable buying. I'm not saying that that's super cheap at the moment. Yeah, so that's probably where I'm at today. There's a couple there that look to be representing pretty good value, even with the overall market run up. But one bit of advice I would like to give you before I leave is always make it relative to where you purchased it from. So, you know, a lot of you are going to be making your accounts and saying, oh, my account was at this and now it's at this. And you're taking it from 2 days ago when your account was more likely at historical highs. So if you're doing that, you've got to make it relative to where you've bought it. If you start getting in the mentality of comparing your own account to historical highs, you will seriously do your own head in. Going for a surf fish, I don't know, Jace. Northeasters are in, man. There's not much surf around, and it's like, I don't know if the blue bottles are in. Portuguese man of war, as they're called. If you guys don't know what a blue bottle is, it is a vicious sting, let me tell you. It's pretty painful, a lot of discomfort when you get done by a blue bottle. I got 3 on my left arm on the paddle out at D-Bar last season. So I'm not a big fan of surfing in Northeasters. If we were going to surf, I won't even tell you, because we'd go to I can't say it here because it's a secret spot, man, but there is a spot around here that works in a Northeaster. We could go and have a look at that, I guess. Danger Close 805 said Ven. I haven't actually had a look at Ven before, man. And I might have to save that one for another show because I'm about to wrap up. But you're welcome to join in our Discord group, man, and ask about Ven over there. We do have a crypto discussion group of quite a few members, so you're welcome to join in. Ask the crew about Ven. I'll try and get it squeezed in to take a look at so we can talk about it on future shows. But in the meantime, if you'd like to subscribe to the Discord group, the link is in the description. And now that I'm becoming a super expert at social media, I'm going to say, if you enjoyed this video, if you'd like to join in the daily crypto discussion, please like and subscribe to this video. And seamless, flawless close out today. See you later, guys. Fish out.